Was that the last time they talked to police?
No, there were 2 other occasions. They again cooperated. I think they went down the 4th time and the 5th time for very short amounts of time to give fingerprints one time and then one additional time.
Here's the other thing that people have a hard time believing. The statistics show that these kinds of abductions are very, very rare and that men don't fit the profile. How do you get past that perception?
Well, I think the statistics are, and I read the person that's the head of the National Center for Child Abuse and Abductions, I think it was posted a few weeks ago, in that he's quoted as saying there's approximately 115 abductions a year, in which approximately 50 of them are actually returned to the parents. You know, in this community, we've experienced the Elizabeth Montgomery case where a child was taken from, you know, under the most gruesome of conditions from a pregnant mom. So, I mean, statistically, if it could happen one time, it could happen. So I don't really think that that's the way to approach it.
Do you view your role at this point, John, as keeping Deborah, Jeremy from being charged?
Absolutely. And it's a dual role, because usually, you know, when a criminal defense lawyer gets involved, there's they're not trying to help the police to find anybody. And in this case, it's a little bit different because our clients very much want to help the police in their search for the child. They have cooperated completely, and we need to sort of balance the two. And it's a delicate balance, but, you know, I just want to stress to everybody out there, my father included, that, hey, you know, we have cooperated. At some point, you know, there's no other answers that you can provide. It's a helpless feeling that they have, and it's especially tough on a day like today when they should be celebrating Lisa's first birthday.
Let's talk a little bit about the timeline. There are a number of sightings, a couple of sightings overnight. There's the BP surveillance video of a shadowy figure, 2 sightings of a man carrying a baby, one around 12:15, one around 4 a.m., quite a distance from the home. And then there's the dumpster fire that occurred. There are attempts to make phone calls. Do you believe that timeline helps your cause? And if so, how?
Well, I don't know that we have a cause. I believe that the timeline is very suspicious. I mean, I don't know how many times that you've seen a man walking down the street with a naked baby at midnight or at 4 a.m. The man and the wife that saw the person walking down the street at a little bit after midnight, and then the individual that was on his way home, that was on his motorcycle at 4 a.m., they are not connected to our clients in any way. They told the police what they had, you know, seen on their own. And then on the BP video, it's difficult to discern whether that is a man or a woman and whether they're carrying anything. But the important thing about the BP video is that they're coming out of the woods there, which backs up to Debbie, to their residence.
You have 2 men involved here too that have come up, a handyman, homeless man in the area, and a next door neighbor that you don't believe police have spent enough time looking into. And yet police have said, we've looked at them, they cooperated, we've moved on.
Exactly.
Should they go back to those, focus harder on those men?
Well, we certainly believe so. I mean, and you had brought up the fire in the dumpster that had happened,
right.
And that was also in the same area. And there was clothing that was on fire in that dumpster. And coincidentally, this individual dated this Megan Wright and this Jersey person. And when
Megan Wright getting the phone call from Debbie's phone.
Correct.
Right.
And coincidentally, her car was set on fire a few days after she broke up her relationship with this Jersey person. The other thing about Jersey that's interesting is that another unrelated person who lives in the neighborhood has given police information that he was seen, hunkering in the neighborhood, lurking around homes, and had actually gone into an abandoned home, I think, through a window. So that's highly suspicious. And, you know, when you combine all of these things, that they all happened on one night and that this was the one night where a child went missing, everyone should be investigated fully.